So I wanted to talk a bit about my journey to Eventide Island. Now if you don't know what that is, in the bottom right of the map there's a small beach village, which happens to remind me a lot of the movie Moana, but that's besides the point. In this area there's a shrine quest that wants you to travel to this island off the coast of the village, and it's too far to swim to and possibly too far to glide to, although I'm not entirely sure since I wanted to take the boat out to the island anyway. When I was heading over on this boat I found, and by the way you're able to sail these boats by using a kayak leaf and waving it behind the sail. I at first didn't know this area was a shrine location. I really just thought it was an island with some loot, and maybe a shrine hidden in the back, but that wasn't my original intention for heading there. When I arrived on the island after a long but enjoyable sailing ride, I jumped onto the sand and was stopped and presented with shrine text, but as you can see this text was sort of hard to read, and at first I missed exactly what I had to do, so for a bit I wasn't sure what was going on, until I realized I'm just dumb and needed to check my quest log. Anyway, what happened was this entire island was a shrine quest, and the shrine person took away all my items and clothes and left me with nothing but my divine beast abilities and runes, so I was stranded on this island and had to collect new things to survive and get off the island. I probably could have fast traveled if I really wanted to, but I'm not sure if it would have given me my stuff back, and I didn't want to take that chance. To finish the trial, I had to collect 3 balls around the island and put them in 3 separate containers, which sounds simple, right? Well, it was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. I lost health quickly, and I realized I needed to cook food and heal myself, so I gathered up some local crabs and was ready to cook, but I couldn't find a cooking pot. I could have sworn I'd seen one when I first arrived at the island, but if it was ever there, it's gone now. For a good bit, I wandered aimlessly, without a weapon strong enough to take out a simple pack of bokoblins. I explored for a bit and eventually found a cooking pot at the top of the hill, but there were quite a few enemies so I wasn't confident I could take on, so I silently left and decided to come back later. I decided the first thing I would do is just find the location of the 3 balls in their containers and along the way pick up some items to help me actually fight the enemies. So I did that and was given better gear, still nothing great, but stuff that I felt more comfortable with and maybe had a chance to beat the giant. I have to say though, the whole experience was exhilarating. I spent so much time looting the island and cooking the best meals I could, I didn't want to screw it all up by being hit with a fire arrow out of nowhere, which had the potential to one-shot me. The pressure I felt on this island, with the knowledge that I had come so far and needed to complete this, not just to unlock the shrine, but to get all of my stuff back, was incredibly intense, and I made sure to prepare with everything I could before I entered into any form of combat. I remember one time, about 30 minutes in, I was low in health and still had nothing to heal with, and one hit from anything would have killed me, and I almost didn't realize a ram charging towards me, but I panicked and was able to jump out of the way just in time to kill it and heal with its meat. Probably after about an hour, I had completed each orb except the one on the giant's neck, and I prepared myself immensely so I wouldn't fail and have wasted all that time. Even with all that preparing, however, I still felt really nervous. I paraglided over where the monster was sleeping and airstrike to the ground, dealing massive initial damage and continually hit him while he was getting up. I realized while fighting him, however, that I still had my divine beast abilities, so I used Urbosa's Fury and practically one-hit him. I really had hyped myself up for nothing. He wasn't that difficult to take out, but I still felt an incredible relief when I finally was able to take his orb and not worry about other enemies. I mean, I was still worried. I was anxious the whole time I was carrying his orb to its container that wildlife would come out of nowhere and kill me, so I was extra cautious not to screw up. I delivered the final orb to its destination and was finally granted my things back. Then I entered the shrine and was rewarded with a measly 300 rupees besides the standard spirit orb. The whole experience was fantastic and truly genius of Nintendo to include. They didn't need to add this intense stereotypical stranded on an island survival quest, but they did, and it was awesome. So guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know if you've done this quest by clicking or tapping the card in the top right of your screen right now to cast your vote. I'm interested to see if you've even found this place, even if you don't have the game or the Switch yet. It's just something interesting I'd like to know. One final thing is I'd like to thank you guys for helping surpass 300 subscribers. I know I'm not a large channel, but in just a couple months we've doubled in size. It makes me feel really good that you guys are enjoying my content. So other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.